Do you know Alexander Dugin? The man described by some as Vladimir Putin's guru has analyzed Donald Trump's second term. But before we see his analysis, let's contextualize and discover who this controversial figure is and what he has to do with Putin and Trump. Who is Alexander Dugin, and what is his influence on Vladimir Putin? This is a question that intrigues many political analysts. Born in Moscow in 1962, Dugin is a far-right Russian political philosopher, known for his neo-Eurasianist ideology. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, Dugin emerged as an influential voice, advocating for the idea of an imperial Russia that would expand beyond its borders. His writings, which blend elements of the far-right and far-left, found resonance in sectors of the Russian army, especially during a time of economic crisis and declining influence of the country. Dugin's view of Ukraine as a non-sovereign state, echoed by Putin in 2021, sparked debates about the extent of his influence in the Kremlin. However, experts like Samuel Ramani question this influence, pointing to the differences between Dugin's views and Putin's actions. While Dugin advocates for more aggressive measures, such as general mobilization in Ukraine, Putin has adopted a more cautious approach. This controversial figure recently evaluated Donald Trump's second term, who seeks a rapprochement with the Kremlin. In his analysis, Dugin describes a Trump 2.0 determined to break with liberal and neoconservative globalism, charting a new course for the United States. He envisions an order of great powers, where the U.S. leads as a sovereign nation-state, free from global constraints. Dugin believes that Trump seeks to reshape international institutions like the UN, NATO, WTO, and WHO, which he considers creations of liberals and globalists. Instead of a unipolar or bipolar world, Dugin envisions a multipolar world, with a balance of power between great powers, including the US. Now, let's follow Alexander Dugin's complete analysis of the possible impact of a second Trump term on relations between Russia and the United States, and how this vision fits into his own geopolitical ideology.
Today, the geography of the New World Order that Trump and his supporters are determined to build is becoming increasingly clear. This time, Trump 2.0 is firmly resolved to break away from both left liberal globalism and the neocons, who are in essence just another form of globalists, and refuses to compromise with their projects. He is severing ties with the past and setting the U.S. aircraft carrier on a new course. The model of international relations that Trump adheres to can be described as the order of great powers. This is a logical extension of the entire MAGA ideology, Make America Great Again. The very name underscores that it is not about the West, not about spreading liberal democracy worldwide, and not about Atlanticism, but specifically about the United States as a nation-state. According to Trump's vision, this state must completely free itself from globalism, along with the constraints, obligations, and imperatives associated with it. In Trump's eyes, almost all existing international institutions reflect the old order, whereas he seeks to create a new one. This applies to everything: the UN, NATO, WTO, WHO, and all other supranational bodies. He sees all of them as the creations of liberals and globalists, whereas he himself firmly and consistently stands on the principles of realism. Trump thinks in terms of his own civilizational state, Greater America. At the same time, he is in no hurry, nor does he intend to abandon hegemony, at least on a regional level, but he is changing the subject of this hegemony. It is no longer a liberal world order based on ever-changing rules and the usurpation of power by international cosmopolitan elites in the spirit of George Soros's global open society project, as envisioned by the deep state which Trump has dismantled. Rather, it is the leadership of the United States as a great power among other great powers which possess real, not nominal, sovereignty and capable of competing with the U.S. in one way or another. Thus, instead of the bipolar Cold War world, instead of the unipolar neoconservative world, or the non-polar world of liberal globalists, Trumpism envisions a 3 or 4 polar world, with a balance of power defining the architecture of the future world order. This will require the re-establishment of nearly all international institutions so that they reflect actual realities rather than being phantom remnants of past eras no longer anchored in concrete reality.